Ollie, where are we?
In Birmingham.
Hey guys, we made it to the Hughes' house and just getting ready to film. Tim's running a bit late. He's working out apparently. So yeah, we're just getting ready and yeah, excited for this one.
Hey Tim. Hi Rachel.
Hello.
We've got you for a few minutes at that. And we're going to start with a game on, apparently it's called Mr. and Mrs. Which is a good game. And
You sound good next.
I'm just going to ask a question.
Who's your missus at the moment?
Jamie,
Who's my
have you got a
missus?
missus at the
No,
moment?
anyone out there?
He hasn't,
I'm
he
interested.
hasn't got a missus.
Haven't yet.
Anyway,
Good to know.
Yeah, but
On the
let's
game.
get on with it. So the game is I'll ask a question, you'll answer with Tim or Rachel, depending on who you think the answer should be.
Okay.
The first one is who's the tidiest?
that is not true.
Just turn around, reveal.
Be honest though.
I'm absolutely telling the truth.
No way.
100%.
Is that who's the tidiest
You
or
know,
who does the most clearing up? Who does the most
What
clearing
it
up?
is, actually, we're quite a good team. Tim is actually a good tidier. He tidy things, is that,
Tidy is a word.
that's fair, isn't it? You're a good tidier. I'm a good cleaner. I'm good at cleaning things.
Okay.
So I can make things
So I see.
clean. I'm not very good at tidying.
So if I
mess
said
away.
who was the cleanest,
I would have said
Rachel
me.
would win. But
Cleanest,
yeah,
tidiest, fair enough.
Okay. Who's the better driver?
Oh, easy. Easy. That is easy.
I've actually been in the car with both of you, so
I
I
Who
mean-
would you say? Rachel?
Jamie,
I'd actually say
Jamie.
Rachel.
I am definitely.
Tim's
better.
really quick. And,
Actually,
and
Rachel's
gets...
the
I'm actually a
fastest.
little bit faster at driving. Tim just has poor lane discipline. I don't have any patience
Poor
for
lane
lane.
discipline.
You know, so you're coming up to a roundabout and you're going right.
Yeah.
It's really important that you get into the right. Let you thinking about it ahead of the game. 100 meters ahead, you get into the right. Tim's just like away with the fairies.
Who fell in love with the other first?
This is embarrassing.
12 years old, Rachel asked me out. I said no.
It's not funny.
Came crawling back 20 years. Oh,
You
10
should.
years
Did you say no when you came back?
No.
As a joke. Who's the funniest?
Ah dear.
Oh.
I'm not sure I do. But we'd have to ask the kids. What do you think the kids would say?
I don't know.
They'd
Do
definitely
you
say
think
me.
that's because you're more of like a
Slapstick.
goofy funny? I'm sort of more like a witty, intelligent funny.
No.
We split up in sectors and we've got a few questions on worship and a few
Yeah.
questions on relationship. And you both lead Gas Street Church now. Been there for a year and a bit. Actually been there a bit longer. And you lead it together. You're very much church pastors are Tim and Rachel Hughes, which is you two. And but I think we'll start on worship. These are all questions that have been asked.
Okay.
And there were people wondering, have you ever been bored or lost excitement when you're worshipping God?
Oh, definitely.
And you have.
Is that the wrong answer?
Should I write it down? Yeah. Yeah, who is God? No, I do know who God is. No, I think God, worship for me is about relationship. You know, I think in 1 John 4:19 it says, we love because he first loved us. So worship is a response to God's love. And it's more than just singing songs, more than just praying or reading the Bible. I think when you enjoy God's gifts, enjoy creation, enjoy sport, relationships, food, when you work hard at an essay or a job, when you do these things to the best of your ability, putting God at the centre, I believe that's living a life of worship. And I think in the same way with any relationship, if you don't invest in it, it becomes stale, it will struggle, and there'll be times, and there've been times in my relationship with God where you get a bit stale or you just get a bit dry, a bit bored, and that's where, and often you look back and think it's because I'm not spending any time with God. I'm not allowing myself to be stretched. I'm not continuing to try and understand more of who God is. And I think one of the great challenges in any relationship is just getting too familiar, too casual. And the thing I love about my faith with God is that understanding that God is just all powerful. There's always more. You're always understanding more, deeper understanding of grace, deeper understanding of his love for you, deeper understanding of his power. And as you begin to see this, it keeps that fire going. Praying is important for me, reading the Bible, having church, which for me is about community and friends, all of these things keep that relationship alive. And if you're not going to church, if you're not spending any time with God, if you're not spending time singing, worshipping, praying, then of course you're going to get bored. And sometimes you've got to put yourselves in environments where you can allow that sense of excitement and a deeper understanding of God to grow.
And it's been said, hip-hop artists like Chance the Rapper and Stormzy have recently succeeded in bringing their faith powerfully into the secular sphere. Do you think that we as a church are missing the opportunity to introduce non-believers to God through worship by so often sticking to generic worship styles?
It's a good question. I mean, I think you've when you've got to know what you're called to, what you're passionate about, what your gift is. Now, for me, I'm called to lead worship, so I want to write songs that people can sing.
Yeah.
All together, which is a bit of a challenge. You know, there's some songs, you know, you can hear and you think, oh, that is amazing, I love that, but you might not find 500 people could sing it. That said, I do think sometimes we get predictable, stuck, over familiar with particular styles of worship or music, and I think we need to constantly be open to new, you know, musical styles. And that, when you're part of a church, that's dependent on who's in your church, what gifts they have. Is Worship Central, we used to work with a guy who'd rap, and so that brought a bit more an urban feel to the songs, which was great, and people really enjoyed that. You know, where we are at the moment, we're a bit short on rappers, so that's.
Jamie, if you're free and available.
Sadly, I'm already taken.
We're not desperately.
So we're going to move on to relationship now. What are your top tips to staying in love?
Top tips. I think, as Rachel said, guarding and making time to hang out, do fun things. I'd say, secondly, understand what makes the other person feel loved. You know, so I might, the way Rachel feels most loved is by words of affirmation. You know, you're beautiful, I love the way you do this, you're amazing at that. So I've got to make sure I love her in the way that she receives love. You know, for me it might be stroking my hair or buying me a coffee machine or whatever it is.
Stroking your hair?
Yeah,
you know,
he just,
I'm like a dog.
He just loves it.
And
I
then
don't, you see, I mean, anyone stroking my hair,
and then,
can't bear it.
Then
but
the third
he feels
thing,
loved that
third
one.
thing I'd say is,
Oh, sorry, carry on.
I know,
This is really-
he said short.
All right, carry on.
Tangents. Fun. Having fun together.
Oh,
I think
fun.
No, I think if there's no laughter, if there's no fun, that's a massive warning sign. Any relationship, I'd say, that's got to be an important part of enjoying being together.
You having fun?
Yeah.
We do it. We have a
definitely
lot.
have a
We
lot of
laugh
fun.
a lot together.
If you guys went back to university now, what would you do differently?
It's a great question.
Did
Yeah.
you go first?
My uni days were interesting. I grew up as a Christian, but it was probably at university that I wandered away from my faith in the most significant way, I would say. And I would even go as far as to say that I went to university thinking, you know what, I'm just going to park this God thing. I really want to do the quintessential student life.
Yeah.
I want to go to every nightclub, I want to go to every party, I want to drink every cheap drink available to me, and I'm going to have a really good time. And I did have a great time. There's no way I would say that I didn't have a good time on a superficial level, but I pretty much abandoned my faith. I went to church once or twice, I went to the CU a little bit. I had a few Christian mates, but not really, and I just got on with doing what everybody else was doing. And yet within that, I think after a little while I realised that this kind of emptiness had begun to set in, and I made some pretty poor choices. And even though in the moment it felt like freedom, I think that can often be the lie.
Yeah.
That I went to uni wanting freedom, wanting to experience total independence, and I thought that looked like getting drunk a lot and doing whatever I wanted. But actually what I felt didn't feel like freedom inside. If I was really honest, deep inside, it didn't feel like freedom. If I was to go back, actually what I'd love to do is talk to myself. I'd love to talk to my 18-year-old self as that fresher. And I would want to say, practically get stuck into a church. I never really found a church that I felt at home in. But I probably didn't give it enough time, if I'm really honest.
Yeah.
So if I would say get stuck into a church, find some friends who can support you in your faith. And the other thing I would say is, you know what, if you mess up, you can always come back. I think I lived in those 3 years under a lot of shame and guilt. You know, I'd wake up on Sunday morning knowing what had happened on Saturday night and just think, church is the last place that I want to be. Christians are the last people I want to be around, because actually what I felt was shame and guilt. And God makes it very clear that He's not fazed by our guilt or our shame. He just wants to be in relationship with us. And I think I'd want to say that to my 18-year-old self. Yeah, get stuck into a church and you can always come back. You wish you went out a bit more.
I wish I played more football.
Well, that's good advice as well, actually.
Yeah.
Have fun, have fun.
Have fun, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That's it.
Brilliant, thank
You
you.
guys are off to a rugby match. Yeah. So we'll let you rush up. But thanks so much.
Thank you very much
for doing this.
That's a wrap. We're finished. Guys, good job. Look at the team we've had today. Team doing it. Charlie, Tim, MYB.